Hey guys, welcome back to the Nerd Books Podcast. My name is Kyle. This is my co-host, my dad. He goes by Pops.
Hello.
And I mean, I would hope at this point with the title you can tell we're nerds who like reading books, and we're here to talk about it. We're doing our nerd book reviews. Yes, I think that's what we've done. After all this time, we finally decided by the 11th or 12th episode that we'll just call them book reviews.
I like recommendations.
Yeah, there you go. Recommendation. See, we're still not settled on it.
Yeah.
We're still all over the place. We're real professional like that.
As you can tell.
Yeah.
By the background.
Right. We are nerds. I feel like I should say this because some people have left comments and everything on like that online. This is really just a fun passion project me and my dad are doing together. I mean, he installed the love of reading in me, and I mean, not that we can't read the great American novels, but we don't. We
have, but that's not what this is about.
Yeah, we're here to talk about books, and obviously, if you guys have seen any other episodes so far, if you're just now seeing this, we do the AI stuff in here just to make funny videos. And you know what I think it comes from for me? Watching Wishbone growing up.
Yeah,
it's a less cute version of Wishbone.
Our version of Wishbone.
Yeah, so we put ourselves in it. But some people left some comments on other platforms, and I whether or not haters are going to hate, just can't really do much about it. But we don't take ourselves too serious here, guys. Like
we want to talk about these books and how much fun they are. These are fun, exciting adventure books, and we want you guys to enjoy them too. These are escapist books.
And when I, because I'm the one who edits these, when I edit these, I personally think if you just watch us for 20 minutes just staring at you, telling you about a book, it might be kind of boring.
Kind of creepy too.
Yeah, just doing that for 20 minutes. So we started doing the stock footage or the AI generated videos and everything like that. But once again, we don't take ourselves too seriously, guys.
That's my favorite part.
We're having fun. We're pretty much when we start picking books now, we always start thinking like, oh, what can we be in the AI thing? Like, what I think if you guys saw our
I've been a beer can, I've been an Admiral.
If you guys saw the Expeditionary Force book series, he played a beer can, and another one he looked like C-3PO with facial hair. I mean,
that was creepy.
Like you said, we don't take it too serious, guys. I just want to go on the record for that. Like, we're not trying to be cool. We're just having fun.
We have other books we do read, but these are just ones we want to give you to enjoy, to have fun, to enjoy the adventure, to have something different you might have heard of before. So yeah, we don't take it seriously at all, but we do want to give you some great books you might enjoy.
Like I said, some people were leaving comments kind of implying that, oh, you think you look cool? And I'm like, not really. We really don't.
I have no idea what I'm doing.
Hopefully we make the books look cool and the authors who spent a lot of time trying to create these awesome books. But no, I don't think we look cool doing it.
As you can tell, I look very comfortable behind the mic. Not really.
Yeah. So anyways, I just want to give that little disclaimer. So jumping in today's episode, we're talking about, let me make sure I say the guy's name correctly. The series is called Onset, Onset, Onset. And the first book in the series is To Serve and Protect. This is by Glynn Stewart. Glynn. Well, they pronounced it like Glynn.
Glynn.
That was how the narrator pronounced it on the audiobook. I don't know if I'm right or wrong. So Glynn Stewart or Glenn Stewart, I'm not quite sure, but he wrote an awesome book series. So hopefully.
This was such a treat because you found this way before I did.
Yes. But when I first found this book, probably almost 10 years ago, Pops wasn't into fantasy yet, so he was more into military sci-fi. So I don't think he just read this till about a month ago.
Yeah, and I read it fast.
Yeah. So for anybody who's the first time watching us, I do audiobooks. Pops does the written word, so we kind of have two different perspectives, but also we're going to talk a little bit about the book. And before we go too deep into any spoilers that would ruin the book for you, we will give you a spoiler alert warning. But right now, we're just going to set up the book, and hopefully, if you don't want to watch anymore before we hit the spoiler alert, we tease you enough to where you go get the book. All right? Sounds good?
That's perfect.
All right. So let me make sure I get the characters' names right, too. Because, I mean, seriously, guys, we're reading like 5 books a week right now, so sometimes these names get blurred together. So I got to have my cheat sheet down here. Set in modern day.
In Maine.
In modern times, in Maine, in a relatively small town, if I recall correctly.
Our main hero was a lieutenant.
Yes, and we have our main character is named David White, who insert AI video of me. Just we'll call it now. AI video of me.
I'll play your gun.
Yeah, and he is a lieutenant in the local police department. And, it has been years since I've read this, but it was such a good book. It's kind of stuck into my head. He just recently read it. So if I say anything that's a little off, he'll probably correct me. But if I recall, it's night shift. He's out on patrol.
Correct.
Gets a 911 call or an alarm goes off of a gas station.
Yeah.
A break-in.
Yeah.
And so he does a thing in a small town. I'm sure he probably put in a call for backup, but he decides to go investigate by himself. Goes in there, and if I remember right, four teenagers or four young 20-something teenagers are in there. Can't remember if they're guys or girls, but he's giving them orders to surrender, and it's dark, and he obviously can't see everything clearly. And if I remember right, they kind of laugh at him. And then at some point in this encounter, when he realizes he's in a fight for his life, he realizes he's fighting vampires.
Yes.
And
surprise,
he's holding his own.
Yes.
I can't remember if he dropped any of them himself or if he's just able to stay alive, which that alone against 4 new vampires is very impressive. Yeah. But he's holding his own, and I think there's probably a point where he's probably about to die. And if I remember correctly, was there a portal that opened? Was it a magical thing that opened, or did the roof get blown off?
I thought the roof got blown. I'll have to double check.
Yeah, I can't remember if this portal opened, but basically, roof's gone, whether it's magic or whether it's a portal. And a group of 7 or so individuals drop down from a helicopter in SWAT gear, and they basically put the vampires down, and they're impressed as a regular human how long he survived. And while he was surviving dealing with the vampires, he does have some magical abilities that kind of pop in that help him stay alive. So he does know, but doesn't understand, because at this point, magic in this world isn't real. It's, like I said, it's set in modern day. And this poor small town cop just fought 4 vampires and then was saved by a group of people who he can definitely tell are not all entirely human.
No.
Yeah. So that's kind of the initial thing.
And that happens in the first.
Yeah, I mean, I basically just talked to you halfway through the first chapter. I'm not really giving a whole lot away here, but and what happens is like I told you this little bit, I will continue to say this. This book series, in my opinion, is and this is how I've actually told people about the book series for years. Imagine the Men in Black movies, but instead of the Men in Black dealing with aliens, they deal with supernatural creatures. Then imagine you still have the Men in Black guys, they're walking around in the black suits, they do all that stuff. But imagine that the Men in Black have a SWAT team that when the problem's really big, they call them in. And that's the team he just met.
Yes.
And this is where my memory gets a little bit hazy, but basically he gets a Men in Black invitation to come try out. Doesn't quite know everything, but he's seen some shit.
Yeah.
And he decides to take it.
Yep.
And so that is where we'll stop on that. Now let me talk a little bit about the universe to get people excited about it. This is, as you've probably seen on some of our other books, this is something we enjoy. It's a supernatural universe. You have werewolves, vampires, demons, for lack of a better word, magical wizard men and women, witches and wizards, and all other supernatural beings. I mean, they're just all over the place that they have. I think there's elves.
Yeah, they're elves.
They can come and go. Yeah. I remember but supernatural creatures exist. And what we find out pretty early on, just once again saying it to get you guys excited, is that most major governments around the world know that these supernatural creatures exist. And most major governments, though they're not one agency, most major governments have their own supernatural enforcement division who deals with that. So you're getting to follow the American version of that, but there are many different ones. And yeah, that's probably all I'll say till we say spoiler alert. But that's the universe. So you're basically you're following the character who is a small town cop who thinks he knows what he knows, just enjoying his life.
And I think he'd been 12 years. He'd been a cop there, so he's in his early 30s. Not married.
Yep, and he
has his own house.
It's very similar. Like, I mean, I'm not in any way knocking on the author, and I'm not saying he did, but it's just if you enjoyed the Men in Black universe, you'd probably enjoy this because it's the same thing.
A lot more violent.
Yeah, but if you remember the first Men in Black movie, Will Smith ran down an alien by himself and he impressed Tommy Lee Jones and he got the invitation. It's very similar to this. He impressed some people, and they decided to give him a tryout to see if he could possibly be one of their team members.
I should probably put the spoiler up now.
Yeah. So okay, so we're going to, hopefully we captured your interest for that, but we're going to put
it's so much fun.
Yeah, we're going to put the spoiler alert up now.
Spoiler.
Yeah. So if you guys are still here, we're going to keep talking about it. We'll explain more without giving too much away, but hopefully with what we just told you, go get the book if you don't want to hear anything more.
Cool. It's a 4-book series.
4 books, yes.
And I'd say we talked about this earlier. The biggest complaint I have with this book is this book series. It's just 4 books. That's it. And it tied it up, but they left so much out there.
Yeah.
There's so much more. I don't know if the books didn't do well enough for him to continue. Oh my God, it was a fun. I mean, I think I read the 4 books in a week.
Yeah, that it was definitely. Yeah, I don't want to say. I really don't want to say anything negative about it because the book itself was great.
That's
but
the only negative
it was
thing I
like
have.
he did book 1, 2, and 3, and they were paced perfectly as you would do for this book. I mean, it's not like a school series or whatever. You know, I don't know if one book was 3 months or one book was a year. It doesn't really matter. But they were paced great. And then the 4th book, we went to like Mac 10, and how quickly he ended the series after he created so many cool characters that I was kind of bummed he ended the series. So I'm not actually sure why. I don't know if the author would ever tell us why he wound it down. I think we've looked. He did a prequel.
Yeah, I did.
He went down a pretty prequel book, but he hasn't. I don't think he's gone back and played in the universe.
I didn't find anything else on it, and I know the last one was, I think, 2018.
Yeah,
was the last one.
Not sure about that, but still, it's 4-book series. Can't recommend it enough if you're into the supernatural stuff. If you're also into the Men in Black movies, like this is for you.
Or it almost SWAT. I would say they're almost closer to Navy SEALs. The stuff they have to do to go in there. And take
True, but because they're government enforcement, and they do have in this their supernatural enforcement division, they do still have the Men in Blacks. They have field agents. They have 2-man teams who are all over the country who are constantly investigating stuff. It's just when it's a big issue, when it's a big deal, they call in one of the rapid response, like tactical teams who come in and deal with it. And so we're going to be part of that team. So painting a little bit more, we have warned you about spoiler alerts. It's fun. It's like one of the aspects I enjoyed is what we learn is the organized crime in America, the Italian mafia, is ran by vampires because that's like the original home of vampires. I kind of imply they came from Italy. So most of the Italian crime families, even if the boss of the family is a human, he answers to a higher power who's a vampire. So that was kind of fun. And probably one of my favorite things is, like we said, most developed nations have, what's what I'm looking for? Have some sort of supernatural enforcement agency that can kind of protect the people from any sort of scary monsters that show up. But there are plenty of countries in the world that don't have that. And the largest protection agency out there is the Catholic Church. And so a fair amount of the Catholic priests in the world are actually magic users as well. So when they get sent to Africa or something like that, an undeveloped area, they are there trying to convert for the church, but they're also almost like the Catholic Church embraces the magic users as using their magic to protect civilians from monsters, vampires, trolls, demons, all the other scary stuff out there. So I just thought that was a funny.
I thought you meet one that is, I won't go into too much detail. One that is absolutely frightening.
Yeah. I mean, what a couple of the what I think he has some modern title that sounds professional, but it's like, no, that's an inquisitor.
Yeah, and they are frightening in a good way because they're defeating the bad guys. But the thing that was cool about the first book is, they I don't give too much away, but there is some amazing battles. They fight, different things.
And all this is done, by the way, as we kind of said earlier. Sorry, all this is done in the sense that the number one goal too, besides keeping people safe, is keeping people ignorant.
Yes.
So they, obviously they have to keep the secret. All right, continue.
No, I was just going to say the battles, and there's a conspiracy behind the whole first book. It makes its way all the way through the 4 books. So they're dealing with I don't want to say episode of the week.
Yeah,
they're dealing with different outbreaks.
They have the emergency calls,
different things, and he's learning what his gifts are and his team, and their different teams they interact with.
Yeah, because I'm gonna throw out a random number. He's on maybe like a 9 or 7 or 8 man team, and it's like one of 25 teams that operate throughout the country, and they're almost like firefighters.
Yeah.
where they have their 1 week on call, then 1 week off, 1 week on, 1 week off type stuff. So, you get tons of different calls in there, and sometimes you go through a time jump where they've been doing it for a couple months.
And they're on a basically it's their own military base.
Yep. Yeah, it's basically.
They have their training rooms, go through classes, work on tactics together. So
have their own tech support.
Yes. we'll touch on that. Their tech support is pretty cool. That was so
yeah.
Good. We can't touch on my favorite character of the books. It would give too much away. But there is some fantasy involved.
Yeah.
A lot of action. The thing that was cool about our hero, our lieutenant, is that he just goes into this going,
yeah, just
wow. He's just I'm just a small town cop.
Regular, yeah. I mean, just there's some stuff I don't think, because sometimes you read these fantasy books, and we most people who read fantasy books, you understand the rules of vampires, right? Yeah. So sometimes in these fantasy books, when they explain like someone's a vampire to a human, they have to make the human naive. Like, what, vampires can't go out in daylight and everything, where it's like everybody in pop culture knows that vampires can't go out in daylight. So that's kind of how they did it with him a little bit too, where he knows some stuff, but he goes, wait, those are real? It's oftentimes with him. There's a group of there's a group of magic users, and I mean there's a lot of people. I mean, I want to say they might give a percentage of the population that's some form of supernatural is higher than you would think,
and a lot of them don't know it.
Yep, but there's a group of magic users who are it's almost like they're members of a social club. Every major city has a branch of them, and they to the point where they have lobbyists in Congress who help lobby stuff for them. It's tons of cool stuff. He's got a team leader who's a werewolf.
Yep, I love him. He's one of my favorite characters. Yep. And the thing that's cool about this too is there's politics involved, backroom dealings. Enemy of my enemy type of thing is my friend. So the adventures he goes on, and it's building and building and building, and they're not winning everything. That's the nice thing. No, it's not okay. We won this,
and it's still the mission of like stop monsters from incurring. Because I mean, it's like they kind of imply every few years in the book, maybe like every 10 years or something like that, a portal opens to a demon realm because the demons are trying to bring their armies in. So it's like, I want to say one of the times, it's been a long time since I read the book, but it was like, the last time was like 10 years ago, and I think our boy was one of the team leaders was the general in the military who stopped the last one or something like that. But
I love the characters he's around because he has some characters on a team, other teams that he interacts with, the missions that they go on, the creatures they meet, and then finding out there's more and more going on behind the scenes. So the first 3 books were great build up. I mean, stuff's going on, and like I said, they're not winning everything, and they're losing in some aspects too. And it gets to the 4th book, and like you said, holy shit! Wow!
What's that podcast went 0 to Mac Jesus like that. Just we're there.
We get through the 3 books. It's building, it's adventures. Nobody's safe.
Yep. Even something little like main character eventually has a powerful, enhanced magical sword. But once again, he's got to be able to walk around in public, so they have the alternate pocket dimension where his sheath is only like this big, and he slides the sword into it, and it disappears into it, so he can keep the sword on his belt at all times, but he's not walking around with a 4-foot sword hanging off his hip.
The thing I loved about this, too, is it had, basic military, this is our strike team, but it's also so much magic and supernatural stuff that's going on all around, and he did it so seamlessly. You go, okay, that makes sense.
Yep, okay. Not really. I was like, I do that too.
So building through the conspiracy, building through fighting demons, and then it gets to the 4th one, the 4th book, and like I said, everything just goes crazy. And the thing that broke my heart about the 4th book is you meet some of these characters in this 4th book.
Would like to have played with a little bit more.
And you hear about it, you go, I want to know more about this person, because a lot of them have different abilities with their magical users. They can do certain things.
They try and round out the team pretty well between, if they're putting together a strike team or whatever, they try and make sure there's multiple different types of magical users or supernaturals to make sure the team's more efficient. So
and then you meet some in the 4th book. You meet some all the way through. But in the fourth book, there's like a half a dozen characters. I went, okay, stop. Yeah, I want to know more about him.
Right?
I want to know more about this person. I want to know more about her. So it tied up the series, and it did a nice job. But God, it left me wanting so much more of what the universe is and the different ways they could have went afterwards. But it tied it up. So if that's all we get, that's all we get.
Yeah. Still highly recommend.
God, it was so good.
Like you said, this series is probably close to 10 years old. So if you haven't found it yet, I hope you do go find it because it's a fun ride.
Oh, gosh. Just the different creatures you run across, the different magical users, good and bad. The alliances that they make.
There's so many, like I told you guys a little thing about the church, but there's so many fun little tidbits that this author threw in there that's like, just so cool about the world he created that we don't see as just mundane humans, that they find out like, oh, that's why that does that, or that's why the world's this way or that way, and it's all stuff he kind of just threw in there. It's like, would love to explain it, but I told you guys enough to where I don't want to spoil anything else. You guys should go discover it.
And the
on your own.
characters you meet and the people you run across, the person who's
sorry. Also, not that anybody probably is really waiting for our recommendations on this, but there is a love interest and everything like that, but not a spicy book. This is just a fantasy action adventure book,
and a lot of violence, a lot of fun, a lot of different creatures, like we said, different situations, and there's a thread that's running all the way through it that they're trying to figure out what's going on, and it's getting worse and worse and worse. So it's just building up to the fourth book, where everything explodes. But I can't recommend it highly enough because it was, again, it's my children who end up beating me over the head and tell me to read something, villains, superpowered.
Yeah, I waited 9 years to get you to read this one.
Yeah, and I'm glad I did. Like I said, I think I read all 4 in a week, and it was so worth the ride. So I said they're easy reads, nothing too crazy, but they really he did a really nice job rounding out the characters, the situations, and what's going on. I mean, it's nothing groundbreaking, but it makes it up.
It's one of those book series. I wasn't bored at any part of it, and I was sad when it was like that's all you did. I wanted to play in this universe lot more because I was like, oh, it's so fun. But and once again, there's like I said, there's so many extra characters that I need you guys to go find yourself. I'd love to tell you about them. Tech support's great.
My favorite character.
Yeah. So you guys will meet him, and obviously, even though this is an older series, want to give all the respect we can to the author and don't want to spoil too much. So, as always, guys, if you're interested or whatever, we'll have it linked in the description down below. It is an affiliate link, so if you do buy, we appreciate it. So please go check it out. I think I probably recommended this to like half a dozen friends over the years, and they've all read it, including my dad. And everybody's always been happy with it.
Oh, I loved it. I mean, I can't say enough good about it. It was such a fun read.
If you're looking for an action adventure, this is it. But if you're into more of the fantasy realm of stuff,
this is it.
Yeah, you found it. This is it. This is going to give you all that.
The action adventure plus the fantasy realm plus other things.
Mystery.
A little political intrigue, military.
Yeah, I mean, it's government bureaucracy at its finest, trying to keep the world alive. So, I feel like that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Taste,
all right,
recommend it very highly, guys. You're gonna love it. You're gonna absolutely love it.
All right, guys. Well, that's probably it. Like I said, it'll be linked down below. Please like and subscribe. I hope you guys are enjoying this. We've been picking up more subscribers. We've been getting, YouTube's a little bit slower, but we've been posting reels on all our social media platforms, and people are commenting and talking, so we're excited. This is all we want to do, is just kind of spread the word about these books. If the author ever sees this, hopefully we did him proud. Made him happy.
Write some more.
Yeah, write more, please.
Go back to this universe, please.
And other than that, thank you so much for being here, guys. Appreciate it. We'll see you in the next one.
Thanks, guys.